Welcome back to my new series on New Zealand, Understanding Past and Present. This part is Chapter 1, the introduction. So we're just going to take a look through the two islands, the South Island and then to the North Island. Okay, let's take a look back 100 million years ago and see how New Zealand developed and formed into the country it is today. So back then it was a part of Antarctica and Australia, which is all part of Gondwana, and it's separated. A little bit like pizza dough being spread out, parts of the New Zealand that were joined became a little bit thinner, and therefore that reason they were a little bit shallower in the water. So therefore, as you see it spreading away, a lot of New Zealand's still under the water, those thinner bits. This was a time of the dinosaurs, and lots of these dinosaurs were the dominant group at that particular time. And of course it's a very warm time. In places like Antarctica, you've got the forests and without ice, and right up to this point here, about 66 million years ago, a big meteorite hits, causes a big dust cloud, things get very cold and dark. A lot of those cold-blooded creatures like the dinosaurs die out. So New Zealand is going further and further away, and like I said, it's a very warm time, and because of the no ice, that's quite submerged under the water, with just the very, very thickest parts of New Zealand remaining above water. Now New Zealand is becoming a bit of an island, and it's sort of becoming also a bit of a bird sanctuary. There wasn't very many mammals here to start with, and there's even less. They pretty much are dying out. At 25 million years ago, we have the Pacific plate and the Australian plate. These are plates underneath New Zealand that come and collide. And in the South Island, it hits and it forms these mountain range, these Alps, the Southern Alps. And on the North Island side, the Pacific plate dives under the Australian plate and forms a lot of geothermal activity and volcanoes that make Rotorua and Taupo today. So New Zealand's an island. It's very much isolated from the predatory mammals, and so it becomes a sanctuary for the birds, including the moa and the kiwi, who actually can walk through the forest without the fear of predators, although there are some predators like the Haast eagle that come down and do prey on the birds, so a lot of the birds are camouflaged. At the same time, a lot of New Zealand's forests and plants are very, very unique to New Zealand. So around about 2,400 species, about 80% of them are endemic, meaning they only occur in New Zealand. And if we have a look now through the map of New Zealand, you can see this is today, and there's still a large areas that are a conservation area on the west coast of the South Island. And a lot of the native forests are still maintained, but a lot of the forests have gone. We'll look at that in another video. And of course we can see the outline there of Zealandia, a very large area, but most of it is submerged underwater. And this last video bit here is just showing you how the plates are shaped and formed. You can see the Pacific plate on the right and the Australian plate on the left. They're forming New Zealand as how we know it today, a very interesting place. Big thanks to GNS Science for the maps and the resources. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.